I'd say that the kind of process, one of the reasons I'm really excited about this like slower build in public rollout process is it gives a lot more time for a lot more eyes on the code before it goes out.
So like, you just made an announcement about V4, but you didn't actually deploy it, which is what you did previously when you had a new version. So what are the steps before you actually deploy?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the steps right now, there's no specific timeline. If we were to follow a V3 style path and we hadn't put it out, like what we'd do from now is we'd probably spend like several months cleaning up the code base and improving it and optimizing it. Like there's like a time for people to read and digest the code base, would be integrators, would be hook builders, people who have like experience with AMM design. People have an opportunity to look at the code base, think about our vision for it, give, we have contribution guidelines in the GitHub repo. People can open issues and with things that they think are good about, or should be changed, or are bad about it. And I'd say that there are a few things that might factor into when this thing actually launches. I'd say that one thing that probably factors in is like definitely you need like several months of it being public, I think, to like really adequately have time for people to give their input, discover optimizations, discover bugs. Obviously there'll be so that's part of it. There is a kind of interesting aspect where this singleton system we created is combined with this other thing that I don't need to really get into called flash accounting, which is really just how we do the logic for the accounting logic in a way that like is more optimal for routing across many pools. And that the optimal form of the way that we handle singleton in the accounting logic of creating keeping all pools solvent and efficiently routing across them is made significantly more optimal by an upcoming Ethereum upgrade, EIP 1153. And it was, it's slated for inclusion for the Cancun hard fork. It's very it's not only useful for us, it's useful for many other projects in the space. It's a very cool upgrade that just makes it cheaper to temporarily store things within smart contracts, right? Transient storage. It's like a temporary form of storage, meaning that it's like similar to like a flash loan where you can borrow something as long as you pay it back off the end of the transaction. Transient storage is just, you can use storage as long as you delete it by the end of the transaction. In the world where you do that, the cost to Ethereum for temporary storage is much lower. The cost on an Ethereum node for temporary storage is much lower than the cost for permanent storage. Kind of intuitively maybe makes sense.